Hello students, welcome back to this video. In the last videos we understood about Ohm's law, right? Ohm's law, and then we understand the limitations of Ohm's law. Okay, and then we understand how to derive the expression I equals to the relation between current and drift velocity. We understand. Okay, and then we understand few conceptual questions, how to do any conceptual question related to current, any conceptual question related to drift velocity. Okay, now here the next topic is derivation of Ohm's law from I equals to NAVD. This is important. Again, it's important option boards. This derivation we already did this derivation here in the previous video. वही रिपीट करूंगा. तो Ohm's law derive करना है. We have to derive Ohm's law from this expression. What the Ohm's law say? V is proportional to I. This we need to derive. That means we need V, we need I. So in this expression we already have I. We need potential difference. Now how to get potential difference? Okay, so drift velocity. We know drift velocity is E tau by m. E capital E tau by m. Okay, so n E square A tau by m. Still we did not get V. Further, V कहाँ से मिलेगा? Electric field के expression से. We know E equals to V by M. Okay, so while we are breaking, you understand? I need in terms of V and I. I have I need capital V. We have drift velocity, break it. अभी भी मेरे को capital V नहीं आया, potential difference नहीं आया. Electric field को further throw. अब मिल गया ना potential difference. So keep V in one side, rest other side. So ML will go this side, N E square A tau will go this side. Okay, now again I'm writing V this side and this whole thing that side. Now see, we got V, we got I. That means this should be constant. Now try to understand each and everything. M and E are fundamental constant, mass of electron, charge of electron. Okay, understand? N is constant because the material is fixed. We are dealing with a single conductor. We are not dealing with different conductors here. Single conductor. Whatever I am doing here is for a one conductor. That means N is constant. Okay, L and A are constant because the definition says physical conditions should be constant. So M E constant because it is fundamental constant. N is constant because the material is constant. L and A are constant because the definition says the physical conditions should be constant. Tau is also a constant. Why constant? Because the temperature is constant. Because Ohm's law says temperature should be constant. That means this whole thing becomes a constant. So what is V? V is proportional to I. Okay, so V is supposed to be equals to I into R. That means this whole thing is nothing but resistance. Okay, understand? You understood the derivation of Ohm's law. Now next topic is resistance. Now what is resistance? It is the opposition offered to the flow of current by the conductor. Okay, when the current flows in a conductor, there is some opposition. रुकावट होती है कुछ करंट को फ्लो करने के लिए, उसको बोलते हैं रेजिस्टेंस. Okay, from here we understand the expression of resistance ml by n e square a tau. This resistance expression you have to learn by heart. Okay, you don't have so much time to derive in your examination. You have to remember this expression directly because all the conceptual problems related to conductor resistance, conductor. Okay, only for conductor. All the conceptual problems related to conductor resistance we use this formula. Okay, now let's see. So what is resistance? ml by n e square a tau. Now from here we can also answer different questions like on what are the factors resistance depends on. So if you remember this expression, you can write down this answer. What are the factors you can see? R is proportional to L, R is inverse proportional to area, R is inverse proportional to tau, and we know tau is proportional to inverse proportional to temperature. So यहाँ पे tau की जगह 1/t डालोगे तो t ऊपर चला जाएगा. R is proportional to t. So we got these are the factors 1, 2, 3 and 4. M and E are constant. Mass of electron and charge of electron is constant. They are not changing. So there are the four factors on which resistance of a conductor depends on. Okay, so this expression is very useful and you have to remember this expression. Now see, from mathematically we understand R is proportional to T of a conductor. That means if the temperature is increasing, resistance will also increase. This is mathematical expression. Now there is some theoretical view also. Theoretical view. Theoretically, how we can say the temperature is increasing, the resistance will also increase. Okay. So for that, try to understand what I am saying. We have a conductor. Initially, I told you electrons are moving from one point to another. How they are moving? Actually, electrons jump from one atom to another atom like this. Okay, actually electrons are moving, they're actually jumping. That jumping is called as electron movement. Okay, electrons are jumping from one atom to another. Now, in case of a normal conductor at room temperature, these atoms are actually vibrating about the mean position. They are vibrating. Okay, they are vibrating about the mean position. Now, when I give some temperature, that means I am giving some heat. What will happen? This heat will be gained by these atoms and the amplitude of vibration increases. Initially, the electrons are jumping and there is some vibrations. Initially, before giving heat, these vibrations, because of these vibrations, electrons find difficulty in jumping. If the atoms were static, then jumping is very easy. But if they are moving, then jumping of electron becomes a little bit difficult. That is called resistance. Okay. Now, if I give some heat, this jumping amplitude increases, not further, not jumping, vibration amplitude increases. That means jumping of electrons from one atom to another increases further. The opposition is more problem. The electrons will face more problem to jump from one atom to another atom. Why? Because the atoms are now vibrating with greater speed and more amplitude. Okay, that means what is happening? Resistance is increasing. Jumping opposition is going on. Okay, it's like a Mario. Have you played Mario in smaller class? When you small kids, I played lots of time the Mario. In Mario, there is one step where, for example, this is the Mario person. Here are stairs which are moving. Okay, they are moving like this. We have to jump from here. And when we go to the high level, these stairs move in a fast rate. So there we basically die in that game. तुम जब जल्दी जल्दी मूव करेगा तो उनको प्रॉब्लम होता है ना. फॉर एग्जांपल these staircases which are moving are atoms and this is an electron. So electron, if they are not jumping, the electron can easily jump to the, okay, if the staircases are not moving, the electron can easily jump or the Mario can easily jump there. But if they are moving, that means electron will face some difficulty to jump. That is called resistance. When I give some heat, the amplitude increasing, electrons will face more difficulty to jump. That means resistance is increasing. You understand the theoretical view? Okay, class. So from where we understand about the resistance, and if I need to remember this formula, lots of conceptual questions will come. Now comes to resistivity. Now what is resistivity? In class 10 you have studied a formula. Resistance equals to rho L by A. Well, what is rho? Rho is the resistivity of the material of the conductor. For example, we are dealing with a conductor made up of copper of certain length L, certain area A, and its resistance R. And what is rho? Rho is the resistivity of the copper. Okay. Now first we will understand the definition of resistivity. Okay. So definition is given to you in the notes, but this is not written in the notes. Please write down this small thing. Now what I am doing, I am taking L equals to 1 centimeter and area equals to 1 centimeter square. Okay. लेंथ को 1 सेंटीमीटर ले रहा हूं, एरिया को 1 सेंटीमीटर स्क्वायर ले रहा हूं. तो अगर दोनों 1 1 हो गया तो रेजिस्टेंस इक्वल्स टू आ गया. नाउ व्हाट इज दिस 1 सेंटीमीटर 1 सेंटीमीटर स्क्वायर? इफ यू टेक अ क्यूब वी से इट एज यूनिट क्यूब. क्या बोलते हैं हम? यूनिट क्यूब. whichever material resistivity you need to calculate, whichever material resistivity you need to calculate of that material, for example copper, take a unit cube. What is the unit cube? 1 centimeter side. If it is 1 centimeter side, then what is the cross section area? 1 centimeter square. 1 into 1 centimeter square. So if you take a material of this type of cube size, which is unit size is 1 and the shape of cube, then its resistance, then this cube resistance is nothing but resistivity. Okay, because if I substitute the formula values here, I will get whatever the resistance value I will get, that is only resistivity. In this way, in practical life, we calculate all the materials resistivity value. Okay, like for example, मुझे ना इस पेन का ना resistivity calculate करना है, तो मैं क्या करूँगा? इस पेन को काटूँगा 1 centimeter cube के फॉर्म में. Okay, practically how the work is done. Listen carefully, हाँ. मैं ये for example this is the iron rod. I want to know its resistivity value. So इस iron rod को first I will cut it and make it in the shape of a cube of 1 centimeter side. हो गया? Then I will connect that from both the terminals of the cube. Okay, connect a voltmeter with the source. Okay, voltmeter ammeter connect कर दिया. Now I will take 3 to 4 values of a different potential difference and current, then I divide it, I will get the resistance value. Okay, the resistance value of that cube. Now, since that cube is a unit cube, whatever the resistance value I am getting, that is only resistivity. Okay, now, what is the SI unit of resistance? Ohm. OHM. How we show? We show it like this, a Greek letter Ohm. Okay, ऐसे करके this is a तो shortcut में तुम ऐसे दिखा सकते हो Ohm. Clear? Now, then what is the SI unit of resistivity? From there, if I shift R into A by L, so substitute the value. Resistance unit is ohm, area meter square, length meter. So what do you get? Ohm meter. So unit of resistivity is ohm meter. Okay. So this was just the definition of resistivity and how we calculate in day-to-day life. But in class 12, we need this part. Okay. For doing any conceptual problem related to resistivity. Now see, we know resistance equals to rho L by A. But if you go to deep inside the material, resistance is what? ml by ne square tau. So substitute here. Now if you compare these two, see L or A will cancel out. What is rho? M by ne square tau. Rho is m by. So this formula you have to remember. Don't learn this formula. Learn only this one. Mark up this one. Then you see how we compare. Compare करने से that will hardly take you few seconds. Okay, compare करने का L और A हटा दो. That is rho. M e square tau. M e square tau. That is resistivity. Okay, so from there, what are the factors? Resistivity depends on material and electron density भी depend करता है. If the electron density is more, is inversely proportional ना. अगर electron density ज़्यादा होगा, resistivity कम होगा. Understood class? Okay, next this is inversely proportional to tau. You can see here only. It is inversely proportional to tau, and tau is inversely proportional to temperature. That means resistivity is proportional to temperature. For a conductor, whatever we are studying here, for a conductor. Okay. Now a conceptual question comes. Now see, this resistivity expression don't have length, don't have area. What does that mean? That means we have a copper. For example, a copper wire is there. Okay. This copper wire is cut into two halves. Okay. If this is the length L, this becomes L by 2, this becomes L by 2. It cut into two halves. So what will happen? Will its resistivity change? No, because resistivity doesn't depend on the physical condition, length and area. So अगर मैं copper wire लूँ, whatever the resistivity of this copper wire we have here, the same resistivity value will be of this two also, because the material remains the same ना. This is also copper. Copper को काट के दूंगा तो copper दूसरा कुछ नहीं बन जाएगा. It will remain a copper only. So the resistivity will not change. Yes, the resistance will change. Why? Because resistance depends on the length and area. I am changing the length value. You understand? So this is actually a class 10 concept. You did in class 10. Resistivity change तभी होता है जब material change होता है. हाँ. If I take two different materials, copper and iron, of same length, same area. Okay, same length, same area. I am taking copper and iron, or copper and aluminium. Okay, then the resistivity will be different because they are two different materials. You understood class? Okay, let's go to the next topic. Okay, next go to the next topic. I'm not writing the page numbers because I'm going exactly one by one. So in the starting you see the PDF. Now you can go by the PDF one by one. Okay, after one page after that. Okay. Now the next topic is temperature dependence of resistance. Now we already studied this, but we studied theoretically. Okay, that how temperature dependence of resistance, how resistance depends on temperature for a conductor. Again, we are dealing with the conductor. Okay, so we know already R is proportional to T. Temperature for conductor increases, resistance also increases. From there, we can only say now whether the temperature will increase, whether the resistance will increase or decrease. But what will be the value of the resistance, that we don't know. So for that, we have a mathematical expression here that we need to study under the topic temperature dependence of resistance. Okay. So where we will use this concept also. See here, I am saying R1 is the resistance of a conductor at temperature T1 and R2 is the resistance of the conductor at temperature T2. Okay. And we know temperature T2 is more than T1. T2 temperature बड़ा है. And we also know R is proportional to T. So if temperature T2 is more, that means resistance R2 is more than R1. Okay. Now what is R2 minus R1? Can I say this increase in resistance? एक कंडक्टर का था जो at temperature T1 resistance R1 था, at temperature T2 have increased the temperature and its resistance becomes R2. That means बढ़ गया ना, क्योंकि टेम्परेचर बढ़ गया, because resistance is proportional to temperature. Okay, now from till here you understand R2 minus R1 is increasing resistance. Now experimentally scientists or physicists find that this rise in resistance, this increase in resistance is proportional to the increase in temperature also. जितना टेम्परेचर बढ़ाऊंगा उतना रेजिस्टेंस ही बढ़ेगा. नेक्स्ट, दिस इंक्रीज इन रेजिस्टेंस आल्सो प्रोपोर्शनल टू द इनिशियल रेजिस्टेंस वैल्यू. ओके, अगर इनिशियल रेजिस्टेंस बड़ा है तो राइज भी ज्यादा होगा, अगर इनिशियल रेजिस्टेंस कम है तो राइज भी कम होगा. ओके, सो दीज आर टू थिंग्स दे गॉट फ्रॉम एक्सपेरिमेंटली. नाउ इफ आई कंबाइन दीस टू, सो R2 minus R1 is proportional to, okay, proportional to R1 into T2 minus T1. So it is proportional to both of them. So if I remove this proportionality sign into equals to sign, we have a special term alpha. Okay, rest everything we say R2 minus R1 equals to alpha R1 T2 minus 1. Now what is this alpha? Now we can shift the terms. We can shift R1 there. It becomes R1 plus this. R1 will come out common. So we'll get a formula R2 equals to R1 1 plus alpha T2 minus T1. Okay, then what is this alpha? Alpha is called temperature coefficient of resistance. Okay, temperature coefficient of resistance, because it is a resistance dealing with resistance. Now when we use this formula we use only for numericals, so calculating the resistance value of a particular conductor at different temperatures. Okay, so we use this only in a numerical way. Okay, we use this value to calculate the temperature of conductors, only conductors at different temperatures value. Okay, resistance of a conductors at different temperatures value. Okay, understood? Now see, now we'll explore this alpha nicely. What is this alpha? So this alpha is called temperature coefficient of resistance. Now see, from this expression, alpha is what? R2 minus R1 by R1 by T2 minus T1. So alpha is R2 minus R1 by R1 by T2 minus T1. Now from there we can define what is alpha. Here only the definition is hidden. It is there in the notes. Okay. What is temperature coefficient of resistance? It is increase in resistance per degree per unit initial resistance. Okay. Per degree rise in temperature. दोनों नीचे नीचे है ना, तो per degree per unit. Okay. So what is alpha? Alpha is the change in resistance or increase in resistance per degree rise in temperature per unit original resistance. You understand the definition? Per unit original resistance per degree rise in temperature. Now if you check out the SI unit, this is resistance, this is resistance. Ohm will cancel out. We left with only degree centigrade. Temperature is na 1 by temperature. Okay, so SI unit क्या होगा? Per degree centigrade or per Kelvin. So don't forget, don't start mugging up these things up. Otherwise you will get confused. You have to mug up only one formula, that is this. This you have to mug up. Learn nicely. From there only we can get this expression also. Open it. R1 into 1, R1 into alpha, R1 alpha. From there get the alpha. And from there I can see resistance will cancel out. We left with only temperature. That is per degree and per Kelvin. Okay. Now, this value of alpha can be positive as well as negative. Okay. From the positive and negative value, we can understand whether the resistance will increase or decrease. We know only for a conductor the resistance always increases if we rise the temperature. But if you go to semiconductor, if you go to electrolyte, okay, if you go to non-metallic conductor, for example, there are few non-metallic conductors, some allotropes are there. जिसमें होता है ऐसा. Okay, example graphite. Okay, so we already know for conductors R is proportional to alpha for conductors. But what about semiconductors? What about electrolyte? So this alpha value will help us to understand whether the resistance will increase or decrease with rise in temperature. Okay. Now see, what is R2? What is R2? Resistance of a substance. Now till now we are dealing with the conductor. Now I will deal substance. Resistance of a substance at higher temperature. R1, resistance of the same substance at lower temperature, that is T1, higher temperature, that is T2. Okay, plus alpha. Now, if in this expression alpha is positive, then what is R2? R2 is R1 plus something. We'll calculate this part, we'll get something.
But if the alpha value is negative, then what will happen? This later part will become negative. R2 equals to R1 minus alpha. माइनस समथिंग आ जाएगा ना इधर। इधर देखो तो R2 is R1 plus. Can I say R2 बड़ा है R1 से? Because R2 is R1 plus something. But here what is R2? R1 minus something. यहाँ पे R2 छोटा है R1 से. Okay. Now see for this case. What was R2? Resistance at higher temperature. What is R1? Resistance at lower temperature. At higher temperature resistance is more. At higher temperature resistance बड़ा है. कब? जब अल्फा पॉजिटिव है. when alpha is positive. यहाँ पे कब होगा? जब अल्फा is negative. So when alpha is positive, resistance is more for higher temperature. Can I say resistance is proportional to temperature? That means alpha is positive for conductors. Understood? Similarly, if I say alpha is negative, then resistance at high temperature is less than resistance at lower temperature. That means resistance is inversely proportional to temperature. Temperature बढ़ा रहा हूं तो resistance घट जा रहा है. Initially resistance was more. After increasing the temperature, resistance was R2 and they are getting less. Okay, that means R is inversely proportional to temperature. Okay, these are the values for electrolyte and semiconductors. Okay, these things you have to remember for semiconductors and for electrolytes. Okay, that R is actually alpha is negative, in which resistance decreases with rise in temperature. Okay, class. Okay, now let's go to the temperature dependence of resistivity. We studied temperature dependence of resistance. Now we study temperature dependence of resistivity. Here in our syllabus we don't have like this. Okay, this type of the explanation is there. We will directly use this concept. See here, what is R2? R2 is the resistance at higher temperature T2. Here rho is the resistance at some higher temperature T2. Okay, or T, what is this? Resistivity at temperature T. Okay, and what is R1? In the place of R1 I will write rho 0. Okay, here the resistivity at temperature 0 degree centigrade or 273 Kelvin, that is absolute 0. No, not absolute 0. 273 Kelvin. Here the R1 is the resistance at any other temperature T1 which should be lower than T2. But here rho naught, rho 0 or rho naught is the resistivity at fixed temperature T0. That T0 is 0 Kelvin or 273 Kelvin. This is fixed. Okay. So we only have to understand the expression. We don't have any derivation, something like that. We don't have numericals also. We hardly solve the numericals format. We get the numericals format. But try to understand the difference of it. R1 is the resistance at any temperature T1. R2 is the resistance at any temperature T2. But T2 is greater than T1. But here, rho is the resistivity at any temperature T. And rho naught is the resistivity at temperature T0. But T0 is 0 Kelvin. And T is of course greater than T0. Okay. ये तो बड़ा ही है. Then what is rho? Rho equals to rho naught. R2 equals to R1. 1 plus alpha bar T minus T0. Rising temperature. Okay. Higher temperature minus the lower temperature, which is the reference temperature 0 degree. So this is the formula for temperature dependence of resistivity. Now see. Resistivity is also proportional to temperature, we understand, for conductors. पढ़ा ना हमने ये सब चीज पहले थोड़ी देर पहले. Resistance is also proportional to temperature. Resistivity is also proportional to temperature for conductors. But what is the problem? When I say it is proportional, that means the graph will be a straight line. Yes, class. But this resistivity show a little bit of abnormality. Now, what is that abnormality? Listen very carefully. If I talk about low temperatures, at low temperatures, okay, if I draw a graph of rho versus T, they are not proportional. Okay, it is increasing but not increasing linearly. Okay, that means if I talk about linear graph, the linear graph will be like this straight line. But if I talk about at low temperature, the graph is not a straight line, the graph is something like this. Non-linearly, it increases with a higher power. That means rho is proportional to maybe T to the power 3, maybe T to the power 4, maybe T to the power 5. So that's why I written in the notes, rho increases with higher power of temperature. Okay, it is increasing but not linearly. Okay, Understood? So it increases linearly for which temperatures there is a particular range is there. That is, this happens at room temperature to 500 Kelvin. Only in this range for resistivity of a conductor varies like this. Rho is proportional to T. That is linearly कब change होगा? From room temperature to 500 Kelvin. These all data are given to you. You have to remember these data. It's a very important part. Okay, especially the resistivity wala part. Okay, resistivity, there are lots of exceptions are there. We will be coming now. There are lots of exceptions are there. Sometimes ऐसा होता है, sometimes वैसा होता है. Okay, but resistance के साथ उतना पंगा नहीं है कुछ. You understood this? How the resistivity varies? So resistivity, we know resistivity is proportional to temperature for a conductor. ये पढ़ लो. बस इतना ध्यान रखो. वो low temperature के लिए काम नहीं करता. जब temperature का when the conductor's temperature is very less, then resistivity will increase with increase in temperature. But not linearly with a higher power of temperature. मतलब curve graph होगा. Okay? Okay. Let's go to the next part. Wait. Here I didn't discuss about the here we discussed the definition of temperature coefficient of resistance. Okay. Here also we can discuss the temperature coefficient of resistivity. What is alpha dash? If you open it, you will get like this: rho minus rho naught by rho naught T minus T naught. The same way, what is temperature coefficient of resistivity? Is the increase in resistivity or change in resistivity per unit original resistivity per degree rise in temperature. Okay, here what is SI unit? See, resistivity will cancel out. We left with only temperature below, that is per degree or per Kelvin. Okay, like alpha can be both positive and negative. Here alpha dash can be also both positive and negative in the same way. Like here we discuss for electrolyte and semiconductors, alpha is negative. Okay, here also for electrolyte and semiconductors, alpha is negative. Okay, so this everything is given in the notes. Okay, now go to the next part. Now see, we will do the same thing again. I told you while solving alpha is positive and negative. From the value of positive and negative, we can understand whether the resistance is increasing with temperature or it is decreasing with rising temperature, right? So we will discuss again the same thing. Now see, we understand two expressions here. R2 equals to R1 plus alpha, R1 T2 minus T1, and rho equals to rho naught plus alpha dash T minus T naught. Now, whatever the expression we studied here, these two expressions only valid for conductor. Listen very carefully here. It is valid only for conductor. Okay. Now see, what we will do here, we will try to see from the alpha value whether the resistance is increasing or decreasing. Now for conductors, you have to remember alpha is positive. If alpha is positive, that is R2 will be equals to R1 plus something. That means R2 is more than R1. What is R2? Temperature as T2. What is R1? Temperature as T1. That means I am increasing the temperature, resistance is also increasing. That is R is proportional to T. This is mathematically we understand. Theoretically I told you, when we increase the temperature, atomic vibration increases and electrons face more difficulty to jump. That means resistance is increasing. Okay. Now let's talk electrolyte. In electrolyte, alpha is negative. Okay, alpha is negative. Now here we cannot use this expression. We have to remember alpha is negative. That means R2 is less than R1. That means R is inversible temperature. This you have to remember. Okay. That for electrolyte, if I increase the temperature, resistance decreases. Now why? You have to remember the theoretical explanation. Okay. Now what is electrolyte? Electrolyte is a liquid. Is a fluid. Okay. Inside the electrolyte, which charge carriers flow? Ions. Ions flow करता है. Okay, and we studied in class 11. Inside a liquid, flow को obstruct करने वाले को क्या बोलते हैं? Liquid friction, viscosity बोलते हैं. याद है? Okay, remember class? Okay, these ions when they move inside the liquid, something called as viscosity. Okay, that is liquid friction obstructing the ions to flow. That is the resistance inside the electrolyte. Now, when we increase the temperature, that viscosity decreases. Okay, viscosity क्या होता है? घटता. That means the ion can easily flow. So that means resistance will decrease. So this theoretical explanation you need to understand. when I increase the temperature of electrolyte, what is happening? The viscosity will decrease and the ions can easily move. Because of that reason, if the ions can easily move, then what will happen? Less resistance, that means it can easily conduct. So if the resistance is less, conductivity is more. Okay, same goes for talk about resistivity. Alpha is positive, rho is greater than rho naught. That is, rho is proportional to T. Resistivity at higher temperature is more than lower temperature. That means resistivity increases with temperature. Okay, that means if temperature is increasing, resistivity also increasing. Electrolyte में alpha dash is negative. Same way, if alpha dash is negative, that means rho is less than rho naught. That means if I increase the temperature, resistivity is decreasing. देखो, initial temperature का resistance ज़्यादा बड़ा है, resistivity बड़ा है. Final temperature का resistivity छोटा है. That means resistivity is inversely proportional to temperature. Okay, now let's talk to semiconductor. In semiconductors, the same thing you can write here. The same thing. The only difference is the theoretical explanation. What is the theoretical explanation? In semiconductors, what happens? When we give some temperature, that is when we give some heat, bonds easily break. Okay, when the bonds break, more charge carriers produce. Okay, charge carriers मतलब free electron ज़्यादा आ जाएगा. अगर free electron ज़्यादा आ गया, मतलब क्या? ज़्यादा कंडक्ट करेगा ना इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. अगर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी ज़्यादा कंडक्ट कर रहा है, मतलब क्या? रेजिस्टेंस घट रहा है. That is, resistance is inversely proportional to temperature in case of a semiconductor. You understand what I'm talking about? You have to understand this theoretical things, huh? Like resistance में क्या हो रहा है? What is happening? Okay, जब मैं when we give some heat to the semiconductor, that means when I'm increasing the temperature, semiconductors bonds break down, and due to this breakdown of the semiconductor bonds, okay, electrons, more charge carriers are producing. More electrons are. When there are more electrons, that means more conduction is happening. If there is more conduction, that means resistance is less. Okay. Now this is quite interesting. Alloy. ये बहुत अच्छा है, मस्त है. In alloy, okay, alpha values are very very small. बहुत अच्छे से सुना ये बात. Alphas are very very small. It's a very small. Since they are very very small, then what is happening? See here, R2 equals to R1 plus something. Allows me to use this formula. Okay. Why? Mixture of metals and all. Okay. Mixtures of conductors, metals. Okay. Now R2 is R1 plus something. If this something is very small, for example, let's take an example. R1 is 5. If I say R2 is 5 plus 0.003, so the answer will be 5.003. Now 5 and 5.003 are almost equal. So what I mean to say is that if this value becomes change is very less, 5 becomes 5.003, but the change is very less. So in alloys, what is happening? Since the alpha value is very very small, then there is hardly any increase in resistance. Okay, appreciable increase in resistance not happening. Okay, that means resistance is almost constant. It is increasing, but in very small value. Same goes for resistivity. The change in resistivity is very less. Very small change in resistivity. You understand? Plus, what is going on? Now, see, depending on this alloys alpha and alpha dash value, that is temperature coefficient of resistance and temperature coefficient of resistivity, alpha and alpha dash, both are very very small. Because of that, what is happening? We know that the resistance is not increasing rapidly. It's a very small rise in resistance. That is almost negligible. There are few conceptual questions, okay, which are discussed in the later part of the text. Okay, let me tell you the page number also, instead of making you confused. Let's see, where it's written. It's written in the page number 8. Okay, in the page number 8. Page number 8. There are few conceptual questions. Let's discuss from here only. First of all, nichrome. Okay, nichrome. Why nichrome is used to make heating elements? Nichrome एक metal है. Okay, alloy which is used to make heating elements. Next, constantan and manganese are used to make standard resistance coil. Okay, understood? And one more is there. Why copper wires are used over aluminum wires for transmission power cables? These are the three questions are there. So let me tell you one thing. First, nichrome की यूज करते हैं हीटिंग एलिमेंट्स के लिए.
क्योंकि इसका रेजिस्टिविटी वैल्यू बहुत बड़ा होता है तो ज्यादा हीटिंग इफेक्ट होगा। ओके, रेजिस्टिविटी वैल्यू तो बड़ा होगा तो हीटिंग इफेक्ट ज्यादा होगा। तो हीटिंग इफेक्ट ज्यादा होगा, मुझे हीटिंग इफेक्ट तो चाहिए। रेजिस्टिविटी हीटिंग एलिमेंट मतलब क्या? व्हाट इज मीनिंग ऑफ हीटिंग एलिमेंट? हीटर्स में जो लगा होता है कॉइल, दैट इज ओके। सेम गोस फॉर टंगस्टन। टंगस्टन्स आर यूज्ड फॉर मेकिंग फिलामेंट ऑफ द बॉडी। ऑलमोस्ट सेम आंसर है। निक्रोम, here it's written I think nichrome. Tungsten is not written in notes, so you can add down tungstens for why tungstens are made up of why filament of the bulb are made up of tungstens. Answer will remain same because it has a high resistivity. Because of high resistivity can produce high heating effect. I need that heating effect. Iron press करने की heating चाहिए. Okay. Moreover, जब heat होगा तो गलना नहीं चाहिए, melt नहीं होना चाहिए. That means it has high melting point. Okay. It does not undergo any physical change when the temperature is more. That's why we use nichrome for making heating elements. Similarly, constantan and manganese. Constantan and manganese are two alloys which are used to make standard resistance coils. So in laboratory we use some resistance coils like this. Okay, these are made up of constantan and manganese. Why? Now see, standard क्यों बोल रहे हैं? मैंने बोला मेरे इस वायर का रेजिस्टेंस है 2 ओम, मैंने इसको कनेक्टर में लगा, सोर्स में लगा दिया, सो हीटिंग इफेक्ट होगा ना, when the current will flow from here, हीटिंग इफेक्ट होगा। बिकॉज ऑफ हीटिंग इफेक्ट अगर ये 5 ओम बन गया, इंक्रीज ज्यादा हो गया, तो व्हाट इज द स्टैंडर्ड अबाउट इट? बिकॉज इट इज इंक्रीजिंग टू अ लार्ज वैल्यू, सो आई वांट दैट वेयर देयर इज वेरी लेस इंक्रीज। आई वांट दोज मटेरियल्स फॉर व्हिच देयर इज लेस इंक्रीज। इंक्रीज होगा बट बहुत कम, तो फॉर लेस इंक्रीज अल्फा शुड बी वेरी वेरी स्मॉल। सो constantan and manganese alpha value is very less, okay, very small. Because of that there is hardly any increase in resistance, okay, when there is a current flow. That's the reason we use constantan and manganese for standard resistance. ठीक है, क्योंकि मैं तब उसको यूज करूंगा तो if the current is flowing, okay, there will be no change in the resistance. But instead of constantan and manganese, if I use some other materials, what will happen? As soon as some amount of current will flow through it, after a small interval of time, the resistance will change. If the resistance will change, my whole experiment is gone. I am using a resistance of 2 ohm. I see after some time it becomes a 5 ohm. कहाँ से होगा? So that's why we use constantan manganese for making standard resistance coil. Okay. The next one is why copper is preferred over aluminium. Now, if you see the wires outside, okay, this thing you will understand after some time. Okay, let's talk about whatever is given to you. Basically, if you talk about resistance and resistivity value, resistivity होता क्या है? ml by n e square tau. This was the resistivity we got. From the resistivity, we have one more term called as conductivity. Okay. Now, what is conductivity? Ulta. Okay, like this. Reciprocal of resistivity. Ulta. Understood? M will go down, n is square. Now see, conductivity depends on electron density. Okay, जिसका ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन होगा उसका ज्यादा कंडक्टिविटी होगा. Now depend on this. So something new you have studied here. Conductivity. This resistivity का reciprocal conductivity होता है. Okay, resistance का reciprocal conductance होता है. These things you will study from the notes on your own. I will not do these things. Okay. Now to explain this part. Copper and aluminum, there are two basic materials we used for power transmission. Okay, current wires. Basically, we prefer copper over aluminum. Why? Okay, so why? Because conductivity of copper is more. Why? Because copper has more electron density than aluminum. So conductivity ज़्यादा होगा. So that's why you use copper instead of aluminum. Is that okay, class? Understood? Okay, now let's go to the next video. Next topic, so it's not possible, it's already 40 minutes. Thank you very much, class. Let's go to the next video for further discussion.